crazy.
Wait, there's a chick.
Yeah. I think none of us can see a goddamn TV.
What is going on, Silverhawks? Welcome back to another episode of This Week in Football Review. I'm Richie, joined as always by Chantz and Elgin. It was a great week of football this week. My Dolphins had a bye week. His Bills played the Broncos. That was an interesting one. And his Dolphins had a bye week as well, as you can see by the hat. He's a Dolphins fan. So let's get into our picks.
Bye week.
They did. Everyone they needed to lose lost. So let's get into the Week 11 picks. It starts off on Thursday night with a big matchup between the Bengals and the Ravens. This one's close. Both these teams lost last week, games that they should have won. I mean, they looked good in both of them until, the second half. This is a matchup from last year when they played. I believe this is when they played in the wild card.
No. Was this a while? I don't think it was.
Whatever it was, they're going to rematch this week on Thursday
Lamar
night.
was out for the season, or most of the season.
Yeah, that is true. Personally, I think this game's going to go to Cincinnati. I think they're going to bounce back. Actually, I don't know. This one might be Baltimore. This is my pick'em game of the week. I'm going to go ahead and take the Ravens in this one, though.
I'm definitely taking the Ravens in this. Even though they lost, I still feel like they're the more dominant team coming into this. So I'm going to choose the Ravens.
You guys are. It's the Bengals. It's the Bengals week. They're going to go on a win streak. I feel like. Honestly, if they do have a brutal schedule, but I think this Bengals team is very hot. Even though they lost last week, but they played a very hot Texans team. I think this won't be. I think this will be. Oh my God, the Bengals win by 10, 37-27 final score right there.
Interesting picks there. Our next game is between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. This is another close game. Both the AFC North teams, or all four AFC North teams, face off with each other this week. This is their matchup from Week 2 on Monday Night Football, as you see a nice pick there. This is going to be a close game. Even though Cleveland won last week against Baltimore, I don't know how much I trust them. Pittsburgh always seems to have their number. It's going to be a tight matchup. It's going to be a close one. I'm leaning more towards Cleveland, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if Pittsburgh takes this one.
So who do you have in this?
I'm going to go ahead and take Cleveland.
You have Cleveland? All right. Well, I think I'm going to choose. I want to choose Cleveland because they look good. They look real good. But the Steelers keep finding ways to win, man. They always find ways to win. It doesn't matter. So I have to go with the Steelers.
I am going to go with the Cleveland Browns because, the Cleveland Browns defense has been absolutely insane this year. That second half that they played against the Ravens last week, Oh my God, I've never seen that before. Honestly, I think this Browns team is the whole AFC North is hot, but I think the Browns win in a very, very defensive battle game. Browns 23, Steelers 17.
It's interesting because Deshaun Watson started that game off horribly. He played really bad football. And in the second half, he was perfect. He didn't miss a single pass. He threw touchdowns, Big plays. Deshaun Watson really stepped up when they needed him to. It's like he was getting a massage at halftime and something just flipped for him. So our next game is between the Raiders and the Dolphins. The Dolphins are coming off the bye, taking on the Raiders, who are 2-0 with their interim head coach, who reminds me a lot of Dan Campbell. Just a little bit, how he brings that, that momentum he brings to the team. As for the Dolphins, they are coming off that loss in Germany to Kansas City, which was a really close game. But the Dolphins are getting back Devon Achane, who has been, one of the best. You're throwing your hands up. You didn't get a chance to play him because he was injured, and we still beat you guys. This is the
He's a Dolphins fan.
This is the impact Devon Achane brings to an offense. He's just so fast, so speedy. I think he's going to boost the Dolphins to a win. A game they would have won anyways, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Dolphins by 2 touchdowns, 31-17 in Miami.
I'm not even saying this to sound because I'm a Bills fan or any of that. I really see the Raiders picking this one off because I feel like it's just going to be one of those weird games. You're coming off a bye week. You're well rested, but I feel like you just don't. I don't know. I feel like it's just going to be one of those games where it's weird. So I have the Raiders just sliding by 3 points.
That's the most knowledgeable thing you've said all show.
Okay,
this game will show that the Dolphins are fraudulent. Fraudulent. They're not Super Bowl contenders. It ain't that hard to. Stop pointing at this ugly hat. This will prove that the Dolphins aren't Super Bowl contenders. It ain't that hard to throw it up to Tyreek Hill and Jay Waddle every play. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard to hand it off to Devon Achane and Ramin Mostert, whatever his name is. It's not that hard to do that. Mac Jones could do that. 100%. Much better. They would be Super Bowl champions by now.
I'm just saying, when Tua's number one wide receiver was Devontae Parker, Tua had the Dolphins a game away from the playoffs. Mac Jones with his number one wide receiver is Devontae Parker is what, 2-8?
Okay. To be fair, Mac Jones has played very well.
Well, what is well? What did you see last week?
Wait. No. I don't care. Last week was the only week where he played.
Only week? We're 2-8, buddy.
Finish. Your offense, your receivers, everyone is dropping passes. Look, it's going right through their hands. Interception. Every one of these plays, he's on target. I've been looking at this. He really does not look bad. It just looks like the Patriots are bad.
He did carve you guys up. He
doesn't look bad. He's just.
Did we saw the same Colts game?
Spots. It's just going through. I'm seeing the one game.
They produced 6 points against the Colts. Enough said.
That's the Patriots.
So you guys are going Raiders. I'm going Dolphins. We have the Bears taking on the Lions. This one should be one-sided. Detroit looked really good last week in LA. I'm going to go ahead and take the Lions in this one by a respectably large margin. I'm going to take them 35-10.
Unrespectfully large margin. I think the Lions are taking this one. I think it's not going to even be close. So Lions.
Honestly, I'm going to take the Lions too. I think this game will be a lot closer than people think, but I think the Lions will have a comfortable lead. Just, they're going to play very conservative football in this game because if the Bears don't force them to throw, I think this game will be super conservative. And plus, this is the game Justin Fields comes back. And the Bears have the number 1 overall pick right now. And they need to figure out if they're going to stick with Justin Fields or draft Caleb Williams. Don't draft Caleb Williams. He's coming to New England. But I have the Lions winning this game 20-3.
So you said you think the Patriots are going to draft Caleb Williams.
Absolutely.
Caleb Williams is tall, big, and athletic. 3 things that Bill Belichick is scared of.
No.
You guys are going to draft a backup center from Tulsa or something weird like that. Our next game is between the Titans and Jags, an AFC South matchup. Jacksonville took a rough beating last week against San Francisco, and Tennessee lost last week against Pittsburgh. It's going to be, both of these teams, they have different games when they play each other. This one is going to be more interesting. I think ETN is going to get right back on track. I think he's going to carve up Tennessee's defense, who lost to Tampa Bay last week. I'm going to go ahead and take Jacksonville in this one by a score or 2. It's going to be close, but not that close.
This is a game I've been looking at, and because I'm a fantasy owner and I have a lot of Jags players, but this is what I think the Dolphins is going to have. It's a trap game where it looks like a team should beat a team, but it's just going to be a trap game where the Titans win it. So I have the Titans by 3.
Interesting.
I have the Jags taking this, and by the way, Richie, the Titans lost to the Buccaneers, if you were paying attention.
I did say that.
No, you said the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, they did lose to the Buccaneers.
So I think the Jags are going to win this game by a very large margin. I think they're going to have a very big bounce backs game. They did get absolutely destroyed by the Niners, but I really think the Jags are going to really, really show that they're really big Super Bowl contenders. And the Titans, I think they'll play okay. Will Levis, I think, is still a franchise guy, but, I just think the Jags are just the better team.
Well, that's an interesting take on that one. The next game, we have the Chargers and the Packers, 2 teams that have been inconsistent, to say the least. The Chargers, they find a way to lose these heartbreakers almost every week, and if they're not losing a heartbreaker, they're getting blown out by the better team. I think they're going to get it pulled off in Green Bay. Green Bay did look solid last week, even though they lost to Pittsburgh. What was it? They won a game before last week where they looked good. Against the Rams, that's what it was. But this week, the Chargers, that offense is just too high-powered. Herbert's going to connect with Keenan Allen, who went off again last week, who's been having what seems like a career season for that guy. And I think that's going to lead the Chargers to a victory. It's going to be close because the Chargers don't know how to win, by a lot. I think it's going to be a close game, one of those rare close Charger wins. I got the Chargers 24-21. This is a fight from last week's game.
I don't think it's going to be close. I know they've been losing games they shouldn't have and been losing by any means possible, just like my Bills. But I feel like the Chargers are going to win this game by at least 10 points, just being realistic. So
Honestly, the Chargers are like the best worst team, if you know what I mean. Like there's no way this team should be, what's the record, 5-4, 5-5 or something.
4-5.
Like there's no way this talented Chargers team should be that record. I think they're gonna easily blow out the Packers, but don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if this game is close and the Packers pull out the W. But I just think the Chargers will win this game. I think their offense is so high powered. I just think there's no way they lose this game.
That's fair. Our next game is between the Cardinals and the Texans. The Texans is a team that's gained everybody's respect. C.J. Stroud, I mean, I can't remember being this happy for a player in forever. This was Kyler Murray who came back. He played amazing last week, by the way. And a game that Atlanta treated as their Super Bowl makes sense why they choked it. I'm going to go ahead and take the Texans in this one. C.J. Stroud is going crazy. Now this is a week where if they win and they move up to the number one team in the division, I think they understand what's on the line, and I think C.J. Stroud will continue to ball out. He's going for that Rookie of the Year. People are saying MVP. I think it's a little too early to say MVP, but Rookie of the Year is fair.
Rookie of the Year, I think he already blew. Like, I think that's it. MVP, what has he not done for this team right now? Did you see the Texans being this good right now?
Not at all, but 5-4 is still not.
The Patriots roster, except with a good quarterback and a good coach. And it's impressive what he's doing. But I love the Cardinals right now because Kyler Murray's back and all the hate that he's had. I think he's just trying to be a kid out there, have fun, you know?
Yeah.
I think the Texans are still going to win, but I think this is where Kyler Murray kind of shows himself and shows why he was a first-round pick.
I got this game as game of the week, actually. This is going to be a shootout, 100% a shootout. And I think the Texans will pull out the win at the final, right to the buzzer. Is this the dagger? But I really think the Texans will win this game. C.J. Stroud, I do think he should be in MVP talks. I don't think he should win it. I just think he should be in the talks for it.
That's fair. I agree he should be in the talks. To win it might be a long shot. Lamar's been playing really well. I mean, we've got players who aren't quarterbacks that have been playing really well. McCaffrey.
Who do you think deserves it over him?
Over C.J. Stroud?
Yeah, right now.
Personally,
Jackson.
I mean, I'm going to sound biased, but I think Tyreek Hill should get – you're slamming your hands. Tyreek Hill, carved your team up. And Tua's in that conversation as well.
I would agree with you, but Tyreek Hill, he hasn't been clutch in the moments he needs to be clutch in. Where
He's just fast.
He's good, and he's leading your team into mini victories, but he isn't as clutch as he, needs to be or has proven himself to be.
He's just fast. It's not that hard to chuck the ball up to someone who's the speed of a cheetah. It's not that hard.
Your team is 2-8.
I don't care. I don't care.
2-8.
I don't care. We're tanking. But let me tell you, the Dolphins, the Tua shouldn't be in the MVP talks. Hell no. What the heck? He's got what a quarterback would dream of to be in. A speed.
Did you say Tua?
I just said Tua.
Tua is not an MVP candidate. This guy, your team struggles against competent defenses.
It's going to show. Competent defense. Tua carved you guys up for 3-something.
We're missing two of the best players.
You're making fun of yourself because that's what you sound like.
I can't say much because Tua did look I'm not even trying to be like that, but Tua did look trash against the Bills. And with the Bills, I mean, you see teams just carving us up. Look at the Broncos; they even carved us up. So I think Tua is top 5, but I don't think he's a top 3 candidate only because he doesn't have that the extra oomph to push himself.
The it factor.
Not even top 15.
Not
even top 10. Not even top 10.
No, I think
this quarterback's bottom 3 in the league. We'll see how the second half of the season plays out. As for our next game, it's between the Cowboys and the Panthers. This should be the easiest pick of the week. No one's picking the Panthers in this game. I mean, you might because you're a little delusional. The Cowboys did lose to the Cardinals, but the Cardinals have more fight than the Panthers. This is how good they looked last week against the Giants. I'm taking them again. They're going to put up 40 this week, 40 plus. You said it's the Giants. They're playing the Panthers this week. It's not like they're going to, a tough defense. They're playing the Carolina Panthers. 40 plus points for the Cowboys.
I have the Cowboys by at least 45, 45, 46. So yeah.
It's okay, buddy. I don't bite. Well, guess what? You guys are all wrong. This is the trap game of the week. Panthers get the dub. I promise you, the Cowboys are fraudulent. They're always frauds. They just.
I have one question. Didn't you promise that the Patriots were going to beat the Dolphins?
Whoa.
And put up 60. You said the word 60
I did not
points.
say.
Look at that.
Whoa. That's in the past. We move on, okay? But I'm just telling you, this Panthers team, I'm just saying they've been playing better football. I just think they could get the dub here. I'll say the score is 20-17. Panthers get the dub.
All right, that's how we know you need to get on some medication or something. What are you talking about? Our next
You need
game,
a nap.
I do not need a nap. Why do I need a nap?
because you're talking out your butt right now.
Okay,
Our
buddy.
next game between the Giants and the Commanders, an NFC East matchup. I mean, Sam Howell has been looking really good lately. I can't even deny that. He's got a good, weapons around him. Terry McLaurin is great, but he's looking really good, and I think they're going to bounce back from that loss they had against the Giants a couple weeks ago. The Giants just looked horrible. Tommy DeVito's not that guy. I mean, he is living in his mom's. Isn't he living with his parents still?
Something like that.
Jeez, he's in the NFL and you're not.
I'm just going to be honest. The Commanders are going to blow them out. It isn't going to be anything fun to watch. The Giants just look horrible. I don't know what's with them, but they have nothing going for them. So, Commanders by at least like 24.
That's fair.
24. I'm just going to say, I think the Commanders are going to win this. Sam Howell's been playing great football. A guy that is a dark horse MVP candidate, in my opinion. He's been playing great football. The team around him is just not, it's not really that good. He's like the coaching, Ron Rivera is living in 2015 apparently.
Yeah, I don't know how he's producing with that staff.
I just have no idea. I have the Commanders just getting this win, and then I think the Giants, actually the Patriots play the Giants next. And please, Giants, beat us. We need Caleb Williams really bad.
That game is going to set the sport of football back at least 30 years. All right, next up on this one.
Caleb Williams.
No, we're not.
They are. They
No, we're not.
1,000% are.
That's like the Johnny Manziel. Like, you're going to turn him into that.
Johnny Manziel didn't watch film. That was his fault.
No,
Johnny
you're-
Manziel was his
that is
own
true.
downfall.
You're going to ruin him.
Okay.
The Patriots are his downfall. All right. Now.
Next up, we have the Bucks and the 49ers. This game might be a sneaky good one. The Bucks did kind of look good, but the 49ers, it's all clicking right now. This game in San Francisco as well.
How about CMC not scoring a touchdown?
That did
17
suck.
games straight.
I still
But
want
they
them to
didn't
see.
need them to. They still put up 34. I think they're going to put
Yeah,
up
that's
similar
true.
numbers against Tampa Bay. And I think this one's going to be pretty one-sided. The Buccaneers might be there for a little bit. They looked good against Buffalo on that Thursday night game a couple weeks ago. So they can hang with the good teams. This is San Francisco's masterclass a couple days ago. But I'm going to take San Francisco.
I respect you for saying that the Bills are a good team. I respect you for that.
'Cause they
the Bills
are.
look horrible. But in that sense, I have the 49ers winning, but I think it's going to be a pretty decent game. It's not going to be something that's a blowout.
I agree.
But it's going to be something that just the freaking 49ers are going to win. So I
Yeah.
have the 49ers.
Honestly, I do have the Niners winning again. The Bucks team. Honestly, I just got to say the Bucks team. They're the most. They're like, if inconsistency was a team, that would be the Buccaneers.
That's very
I
fair.
I have no. This Buccaneers team looks amazing one week, and they look like they can't play football.
That's
I have
how the
the
entire NFC South has looked
I
this
think
year.
that I think this game is going to be a pretty good game, nice game to watch. I think the Niners will take the dub. Final score 28-24 Niners.
I agree with that one. Next up, the rematch of that Week 1 Monday Night Thriller between the Jets and
Thriller.
the Bills. I mean, it was a good game. I enjoyed watching that one. This one,
Yeah.
Jets, Bills, are we going to see a Zach Wilson disaster class again or what? I don't know. This one's actually kind of hard to pick. I didn't expect that with Aaron Rodgers being out. This is all of Zach Wilson's interceptions on film. I mean, just look at him. He looks magic and then boink.
Picked off.
Yeah, no, he's not good. The Jets aren't good. They kind of kept it close, but they might just beat the Bills again. I don't think they're going to sweep them. I think the Bills will get back on track and win this one. I don't want that to happen. I think it will. I'm going to take the Bills in a very, very close a game that's closer than it should be, and Josh Allen's going to throw 2 unnecessary interceptions, but still win.
So I have us probably fumbling twice, probably 3 interceptions. I have the Jets winning by at least 20. I think the Bills could draft like Marvin Harrison, just get up on the pick, start losing now. 'Cause there's no point. There really isn't. So that's my decision.
Go ahead, Elgin.
That is wow. Your sports knowledge is slightly going up. Honestly, I think the Jets actually win this game. But honestly, prepare for turnover central. Turnover central. They're gonna be trading interceptions and interceptions. They're gonna be trading I'm telling you, there's gonna be a fumble, intercept. They're gonna look at the offensive drives, and it's gonna be punt, interception, fumble, punt, interception, fumble.
What's the over/under on there being a safety in this game?
There's going to be a safety in this game.
All right.
100%. Zach
I agree with
Zach
you.
Wilson does some amazing stuff. I don't know what he does. that man will either ball out one week and then he'll just, I don't know, he'll look like Zach Wilson.
That's fair.
I have the Jets winning this game.
Me too.
I have the 10-9. I don't know what the hell's going to happen in this game.
That's fair.
I have a 3-0 game.
No, I would be in for that. There's a good chance that happens. Next up on the slate, we have the Seahawks and the Rams. NFC West matchup, this one is. Both these teams are inconsistent a little bit, but Seattle's looking good. And I believe, DK Metcalf, they looked really good last week. They clicked that fourth quarter drive from Geno to DK. They had 3 big plays. They looked really good against a Washington team that played well, and Sam Howell did carve them up defensively. So it's going to be interesting, but the Rams offense is not all that to me right now. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Seahawks in this one. Close. Very close.
I will say the Rams aren't going to be there until Kyrie Williams is back. Once he's
That's
back,
fair.
which is going to be next week, I think it's going to show them like how good they actually are. But I have the Seahawks winning this. I think offensively they're just too overpowered towards the Rams, and the Rams defense can't really click on all cylinders. And I also see the Rams offense just kind of thudding out like it's been. So I have the Seahawks.
I have the Seahawks as well. It's just this Rams team. I just don't know. They look really good sometimes, and they look just not great. There's a lot of inconsistent teams this year, like a crap ton of them. NFC South, but
The Patriots.
We're not inconsistent. We're just garbage. But
At least you know that.
At least you accept it.
Yeah, but I have the Seahawks winning this game. Honestly, it's gonna be a close game. I feel like. By the way, interesting thing. The Rams signed Carson Wentz a little bit ago.
They did.
And so if this game really gets out of hand, I think we might get some Carson Wentz playing time. But that's probably not gonna happen. This game's gonna be super close, and I think the Seahawks are gonna win comfortably. By the way, Geno Smith does not look like last year's Geno Smith. He looks like Jets Geno Smith. Geno Smith is holding this team back right now, but I believe the Seahawks get the dub pretty comfortably. I'll say final score 17-13.
All right, we have 2 more games left on the Sunday slate. We have Sunday night and then a Monday nighter. The Sunday night is between the Vikings and the Broncos. If you would have told me 3 weeks ago that this would be a must-see game and that this game would be worthy of its Sunday night football spot, I'd call you crazy. Right now, Josh Dobbs has been playing great.
Comeback player of the year.
He should be. DeMar Hamlin has not done anything worth. He hasn't recorded a single stat all season.
Actually, he played yesterday.
And what did he do?
He had a couple tackles. He had a couple tackles.
He was the 12th man on the field on that field goal attempt that blew him.
It was Bernard, linebacker.
I had a heart
well, I was
attack
about to
watching him play.
He's a heart attack waiting to happen. You said?
No, I said I had a heart attack watching him play.
I was eating mac and cheese while Mac Jones played.
Yeah.
Well, so the Vikings and the Broncos, Josh Dobbs has been playing great. Denver looked solid last night. They had their mistakes, but they overall got the win against a team that is better than them. It's going to be a close one, and both teams are kind of at that spot where if the Broncos win, they're 5-5. They're at 500, which is crazy. Who would have said that after they got 70 points dropped on them? As for the Vikings, they're in a spot where they look really good. They had a good game last week against New Orleans. No, they did not play New Orleans.
They did.
Oh, they did play New
They
Orleans.
did,
Okay,
buddy.
they did. My bad. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Vikings in this one. This is why is this video playing? I think the Vikings are going to look pretty good in this one.
The Bronco, I love Joshua Dobbs, and it's amazing what he's doing right now. Mr. Astronaut, he's looking crazy. But the Broncos, I'm a Bills fan, but what I've seen from Russell Wilson, he wants it bad. He wants to win bad, and he's willing to take hits to just complete a pass. And I've seen that. And it wasn't perfect. It wasn't like the best football he's ever played, but it was good enough to get him by. So I think the Broncos are just going to slide this one out by like 6 points.
This game, both teams are really hot. Actually, the Vikings, if they win this game, they're 7-4. This team started 0-3, if you all remember.
It's crazy.
0-3, and they're 7. They could be 7-4, and they're only 1 game behind. If they win this game, they're only one game behind the Detroit Lions.
Which is crazy.
Which is insane. I would never. I don't know why these words are coming out of my mouth. I've never thought I would say the Lions are Super Bowl contenders, but honestly, I'm going to take the Vikings in a very, very close game. Like, I'm talking maybe a penalty changes the game or something.
I agree. I think this is a game that's worth being on Sunday Night Football. I'm actually excited to watch this one.
Me too. This is going to be an interesting game.
I do have to say I do have to say the Vikings in the second half of the game they played last week. They didn't play as great as they did in the first half.
They did slow down.
They did slow down quite a bit, but the Saints, Jameis Winston is just like, F it, we ball. So
He's thugging it out.
he's like this man will either throw a touchdown or pick. You either get a highlight or a low light out of him. I don't know what you're gonna get
How
out
about
of him.
that Chris Olave touchdown?
He's there somewhere. Oh, that was funny.
He's there somewhere.
All right, our final game should be game of the week. Number 1 seed in the AFC, number 1 seed in the NFC. Super Bowl rematch, Philadelphia, KC. You can't make this up. This is going to be a great game. I think we're going to see, some defensive highlights. I mean, Kansas City's defense has looked pretty good all season. They've looked well, and I think they're going to.
When they got Chris Jones back.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm going to take them in this game against Philly. Philly's looked really good this year, but they've still been just a tiny bit fraudulent to me. They've pulled out close games against some good teams. They did beat us by, 2 scores. But I'm not one to complain about the refs. I'm not this guy right here. But the referees did kind of screw the Dolphins in that game. I'm going to go ahead and take Kansas City in this one. They just look really good. Their offense needs to play better than they did last week to win this game, though. They only had 40 passing yards in the second half, which is crazy against the Dolphins' defense that has not looked that good all year.
Realistically, Philadelphia's just finding ways to win.
I agree.
It's just what they do. They find ways to win. You've seen it last season. You see it now. Kansas City, they look good, but obviously they're really good. I can't really fight that. But I feel like Philadelphia is just gonna win because they know, they always have a way. They have a will. They have a way. That's just how they are. If it's the push tush or whatever it is. So I have Philadelphia winning it.
Honestly, game of the week. I've probably said that like 3 times.
You mean here?
I'm telling you, quote from Sonny, go Birds. I am taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. Not by a field goal, a safety, or whatever. I'm talking Philadelphia dominates this game. I don't think they're fraudulent anymore. I think this team can show what they can do. I know their first week against I don't know what happened to that New England team in week 1, but I wish I saw that New England team. But the Philadelphia Eagles are gonna win this game by a lot. I know what I'm talking about. Don't mind this hat is ugly. I'm not done talking. The Philadelphia Eagles are gonna get this dub. They're gonna blow the hell out of this Kansas City Chiefs team. This Kansas City Chiefs team is fraudulent. Fraudulent.
I'm
losing my voice.
Wait, I have one question.
What?
When's the last time you said that? Wasn't it against the Patriots versus Dolphins?
Oh,
They call the Dolphins fraudulent.
Didn't he call them fraudulent and that they're gonna score and blow them out?
Yeah, they're fraudulent. They needed help beating a 2-win.
With him saying that, I now have Kansas City winning over Philadelphia.
No.
We gotta get Elgin his nap, guys. We gotta wrap this up. He's on the daily rant.
He needs his nap.
No.
It was great seeing you guys.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're gonna see you guys next week. See how our picks panned out, as well as making our picks for the
Fraudulent!
Thanksgiving games.
Fraudulent!
See you guys next week. Thank
Fraudulent!
you. Look at the hat.
Fraudulent!
Talk to the hat.